Hi everyone, it's Phil here from Ashland Leather. I'm back with some more of the great stuff that we're shipping out today, including this incredible custom Fat Herbie here. But before we get to that, I wanted to give you a quick update on Makers United. And thank you everybody that has supported us and participated in this little Makers United program. There's been a really great support so far. Just did a tally and we've sold 85 of the 100 boxes. And quick note is there are 3 silver and 12 bronze boxes left, which is really great. Thank you guys so much for supporting us. There are still those 15 boxes left. So if you're interested in participating, getting a bunch of great stuff, supporting over 200 jobs in Chicago, as well as giving back some money to healthcare heroes, there's still an opportunity to do that. But again, everybody that has participated, thank you so much. And I wanted to give a quick note to all the makers because it was not a trivial task to participate in this, given the circumstances of everybody being in quarantine. But I wanted to point out everybody individually. We've got Carpathia Watches, Chicago Comb, Chicago Pizza Summit, Crossline, Dark Matter Coffee, Defy Bags, Grant Stone, Horween Leather, Oak and Oscar, they make watches, Oak Street Bootmaker, Outrun the Sunlight, which is my band, Sterical Press, Stocky Manufacturing, the Tannery Row, and the Tie Bar. Thank you guys so much for participating in Makers United with us. And now let's get back to this incredible custom Fat Herbie here. This one is intense blue shell Cordovan on top of a natural shell Cordovan on the outside. And the inside we have a similar story. On the right we have that incredible aqua blue of the intense blue shell Cordovan. On the left we have the natural reverse shell Cordovan. And both sides of this has a little bit of a hidden card slot that we've been offering when we can. And this is what it looks like on the Fat Herbie. There's these larger 2 open compartments underneath the normal 2 stacks of cards on the left and right. This is a really special Fat Herbie, and this customer actually asked for a custom monogram here in cursive for DH. Thank you so much, DH. This wallet is just so beautiful. I can't wait for you to have it. And up next here, check out this incredible Color 8 marbled shell Cordovan. The marbled shells that have been coming from the tannery recently are very, very nice. And it has sort of more of this subtle, slow-moving contrast of color that people have been really eating up. This is just a great look. And it sort of ranges from that classic Color 8, the shell Cordovan that you can see on the far left there, down to more of an orange tan, a little bit of browns in there, sort of everything in between. So just that random look of the color, sort of a visual texture. It does feel smooth, although it does appear textured. Just that randomization is totally special. And we've got the same Color 8 marbled shell on the inside. This is a really great tone of the ant. And a few people have picked up some really nice key holders. This is a whiskey shell Cordovan vault key holder going out to a special someone. And here's a rare ultraviolet shell Cordovan vault key holder also going out today. The ultraviolet, I don't know how well this translates on the video. It kind of looks like Color 8 at some angles, and then other angles you can really tell that sort of deep violet shade in it. So it has a really interesting depth of color that I really like. Up next here, we have a 100% color number 8 shell Cordovan Johnny the Fox. These are tough for us to make. We just made a new batch of them, and there are still some left. So if you're interested in a 100% shell Cordovan Johnny the Fox, this Color 8 is just super clean looking on the inside. The Color 8 is the classic shell Cordovan color, and I think you can see why it has been a constant offering from Horween for about 100 years now. It's just a really beautiful dark brown burgundy shade. Up next here, this is another 100% shell Cordovan Johnny the Fox, and this is super beautiful. This is my favorite shell Cordovan color, the amaretto shell Cordovan on the outside here. And the amaretto is sort of that medium tan. It's got a lot of nice orangey undertones to it, I would say. I can't stop staring at this color. Every time I pick up the amaretto shell, I'm just infatuated. And on the inside, we have reverse shell Cordovan. This is actually Color 8 reverse, which I think pairs just about perfectly with the amaretto on the outside. I really like the reverse interiors because you get all these random colors and random dye marks all over, sort of like the marbled shell. But just, wow, this is a really great John the Fox here. And up next, check out this one. This is a whiskey shell Cordovan John the Fox. And this whiskey shell Cordovan fox has a mock horsehide interior. The term mock is confusing because it's not really a word, but it's a shortened word of, or shortened form of moccasin. And it's just this nice light tan shade that I think pairs nicely with the whiskey on the outside. The mock horsehide and the black horsehide that we do is a little bit thinner than the shell Cordovan interiors. So I often like to suggest the horsehide interiors on the foxes for people that are looking for a thinner wallet, which is interesting because when we first started making wallets, people really wanted as thin of a wallet as possible. It seems like these days people like a little bit of a thicker wallet, but there are still many people that prefer the thinner one, like this really cool whiskey shell fox here. The other thing I was noticing on this shade is it seems very directional. Like this way it looks quite dark, and when I turn it more towards the camera, it lightens up a significant amount in color. It's a really mesmerizing piece of shell to look at here. Up next here, we've got a color number 8 Chrome Accel Valet tray, and a few people have picked up some Valet trays today. This color 8 Chrome Accel is really cool. Again, it's just like the color 8 shell Cordovan, but on the Chrome Accel leather, which is a little bit more waxy and oily. Doesn't have the same break as the shell Cordovan. But this, we've put a little bit of extra work on the Valet trays. And on this Chrome Accel, you can see the grain side here where we've stamped our logo. That's the grain of the leather. The unintended sort of back side of the leather is called the flesh side. We've taken a little bit of extra effort to stain and finish and seal off that flesh side to give you a nice clean look on the inside and out of this Valet tray. Up next, check out this color number 4 shell Cordovan Fat Herbie. And for about 9 years, the color number 4 was my favorite shell color until that amaretto came along. I think you can really see why here. The color 4 is just a really beautiful medium brown shade. Has a good amount of red undertones. It's one of those colors that also mesmerizes me, sort of directionally. It changes colors right before your eyes. Check out the ink stamp that was cut into the center of this one. This is a really good looking color 4, Fat Herbie, one of my all-time favorite shell colors. Up next here, this is one of our most popular wallets right now. This is the Johnny the Fox in English Tan Dublin. And this English Tan is a little bit flatter and smooth than some of that more intense grain character that we have been seeing for the last few months. Both of them are really nice. I actually like them both equally. I just like the English Tan Dublin in general. It has a really great natural character to it. And with the hard wax finish that's put onto the surface of the leather, it gives you this really great depth of color. So the color on the surface is a little bit darker because of that wax. And then you can see here where I've sort of flexed and creased the leather a little bit. More of those undertones are sort of this nice orangey sand shade underneath, and it's just a really great depth. We also have a mock horsehead interior on this one, so it's quite thin, really great feel. This one has been personalized for BBK. And I think I'll call this one a stunner for the guys in the shop here today, because this intense blue shell Cordovan is stunning. And I really hope that the color translates here. I can see it on my viewfinder. At this more intense angle, you can really see that like really bright aquamarine color underneath. And at other angles, it looks more like a navy. So that intense blue has just really, really great depth of color that I think I'm demonstrating here. This is just a stunning piece of intense blue shell Cordovan on our Fat Herbie, and the same thing on the inside. Just what a great color. And it seems like people really like browns, blacks, and blues. Seem to be the most popular colors for us. This is one of the most popular Fat Herbies right now. And I wanted to give you a very quick update on my natural Lancaster Fat Herbie. And the natural Lancaster is a brand new leather from Horween. I don't think many people have actually experienced this leather in person. I think they've only seen it from us. I believe we're the only people trying it out. And this is a leather that was designed to be very light in color with the hopes that it would develop a patina. And the patina that I'm seeing develop on the natural Lancaster is almost purely in the form of luster. So I'm starting to see it develop this really great sheen on the surface here that I think I'm picking up nicely on the camera. It's not picking up a whole lot of color except for the color from my raw denim, which you can see here on the spine where the cards sort of poke out the leather a little bit. Right there, you can see the color of my denim starting to crock off and rub off onto this natural Lancaster. And on the inside, the color is basically unchanged. In fact, the luster has not changed much at all, because the luster develops from a combination of moisture and friction just from the natural polishing that your pants and your pant pocket will have on the leather itself. Just a little bit of pressure from your body and a little bit of natural moisture from your body help to expedite that patina. So I've been wearing this one now. I was just doing the tally, and if I'm counting right, it's been 98 days. So it's almost 100 days of wear on this natural Lancaster. And I know many of you have picked these up. I'd be really curious to see what your experience is like. A few people I've spoken or have talked to have said that their experience is roughly similar to mine, where they start to see the luster change, but not so much the color. So if you got one of these in one of our Johnny the Foxes or the Fat Herbie, definitely send me an email. Maybe you can send me a photo of how yours is wearing with how many days you've had it. That'd be really selfishly cool for me to see. So what do you think about all the wallets today? I was stunned by this intense blue shell Cordovan. The color number 4 was a classic favorite of mine for many years. In fact, the color 4 was one of the original shell Cordovan colors. I think it's from 1909 was the first appearance of color 4. So that's been quite a while. And I was really enjoying looking at this whiskey shell color change right in front of my eyes. So let me know what your favorite was. Thank you for checking out the video today. Thank you guys for supporting all the makers and healthcare heroes with Makers United. We really appreciate it, and I'll see you again next time.